If you're starting hundreds of tomato and pepper seedlings, you don't need a commercial greenhouse. You need a better strategy. Starting seeds from years past saves money, but you can't trust every one of them to sprout. Today, I'm showing you my high-density start system. We're going from this incubator pot to deep-rooted garden giants. I'll show you how to curate the winners and build massive root systems. Let's get to the bench and start our incubator. It starts by priming a sterile seedling mix with water. It should be moist, but not soaking, just enough to hold its shape. I fill these 4-inch pots to create my germination chambers. Always label the variety, the date, and the number of seeds that you use. I take a pencil and create up to 25 depressions in this tiny footprint. By overseeding, I'm not wasting premium shelf space on duds. Press the soil down gently to ensure good seed-to-soil contact and coverage. Lightly cover with a little bit of vermiculite, water them in, and then place them on a heat mat inside of a 10-20 tray. Only the strongest seedlings will earn a spot on the next shelf. This shelf is the heart of the operation. I built it for high volume. I run 3 Barina T5 LEDs per shelf at 6500 Kelvin. Keep the light just inches above the soil to prevent leggy growth. Another part of the design is airflow. These computer fans run 24/7. I monitor the root zone temperature to optimize for the potential of germination. When the first true leaves appear, it's time to prick out the winners. Gently remove the entire block from the pot and break it apart. I group the seedlings by size and then determine which ones I'm going to keep. Handle the seedlings by the leaves and not the stem. These are the victors. I use a pencil to create an oblong hole in each new cell. Place the seedling into the cell, making sure the root is fully submerged and the soil level is consistent. Mark the head of each row with a variety label. Once your rows are full, water them in immediately. This settles the soil and eliminates air pockets around the roots. You're now working with a tray of 100% verified healthy starts. Finally, place the tray back on the heat mat. This bottom heat is essential for helping the roots recover from transplant shock. As the seedlings outgrow their cells, they reach a critical stage, potting up. I transition them into standard red solo cups. They're deep, inexpensive, and perfect for this phase. Before planting, I use a utility knife to nick 4 drainage holes around the bottom edge. This ensures proper drainage and allows the roots to pull moisture from the bottom. Remove the seedling and plug from the cell. Notice how much stem we have to work with. Now for the deep bury. I start with just 1 inch of potting soil at the very base. I place the plug at the bottom and fill the cup to the top, burying nearly the entire stem. This process forces the plant to transform those stem hairs into an extensive root network. By the time these hit the garden, they'll have a massive foundation to support a heavy harvest. About 4 weeks before the last frost, we begin the hardening off process. I usually place them on the north side of the greenhouse to limit direct sun and prevent sun scald. If the night temps are going to dip down below freezing or close to it, I fire up the Mr. Buddy heater, keep it above 50. It's a constant cycle of moving and monitoring, but it gets them ready for the garden. When there's no chance of frost, I plant them out using my T-post and conduit system. This year I'm testing a double leader system to maximize every square foot. If you're interested in plans for the greenhouse or the solo cup trays, I'll leave a link in the description. I'm ready to get some seeds started. Thanks for watching and happy growing.